your boy Keenan Flowers. I said the world is ours, all the way from Mitchell Spain, Beacon Valley. I entered this game in 2019, and since then I've been pushing music on. I think music, the reason why I started music, it was my escape from the hood, it was my escape from reality. And I had a few near-death experiences, late nights, with the wrong friends, wrong surroundings. But I think, when you have a purpose in your life, God will really let things taking place for you to get still a bit, and really think of what your purpose is in life, and even I got locked up as well, you know what I mean, just to get back up because I forgot the reason why got back in 2021, and that's what I'm saying. This season we're back with the album 40 Days, 40 Nights, dropping them April the 30th, and we'll be on all platforms, guys. But one thing I can say, this album is for the trenches, it's for the streets, it's for those in need, and we can keep pushing on from here. So yeah, so basically, like, in my past life as well, I won't say I was a good boy or whatsoever, as a young age, no father figure, mother's always working constantly, and you're always finding yourself in the streets, you know what I mean? And since I found myself in the streets, like, I was with good friends and bad friends, you know what I mean? And I was always running with the good friends, but I knew at the end the bad friends were bringing money as well, and I started, chilling with some uh, made men, or should I say people in the hood, that is infiltrating in the system, but always, I won't say abusing the system, but you know what I mean. So this year was really a messed up year because I think where 40 days, 40 nights came in is because, like, I got again still, and this year also when things really got messy, I got hijacked, I lost my job, I got locked up, and I think also when I got locked up, it was that getting back to my purpose, you know what I mean, of getting back to music, because I lost myself in 2020, back with the wrong friends. We in 2019, I found music, but in 2020, I went off music, and I think again God stepped in, man, and made me still, because like we were partying, definitely we were partying with some folks, and I was missed for other person, you know what I mean. God helped me down in the streets, because when I almost lost my life, like to 3, 4 near-death experiences, I was always speaking to God directly, you know what I mean? And even coming from a Christian background family, I always try to incorporate my faith as well, because I'm not perfect, definitely. But I know 40 days, 40 nights, because like the first 20 days was perfect, we God provided, protected. And the next 20, it was like I got too comfortable in the good living, and I got to came still again when the album came out, 40 days 40 nights, because the 40 were good and the 40 was bad, and with the 40 bad, at the end some people think that the good always carries something, but it's actually the 40 bad that gave me the strength or the motivation to go more on this album, and I think sometimes we have to realize that our gifts is, we need to take our gifts serious, and that's why 40 days 40 nights really inspired me to speak to the youth, you know what I mean? Get my faith out there as well, because like I even in that period had some fasting, and also had like a face-to-face talk with God, and I know in this season it's time to grab what is ours, man, because each time that we get too comfortable of what we're trying to do, but at the end we're not doing it to our full ability, so that's why I'm saying this album 40 days 40 nights is really explaining where I come from, where I came from, and really helping also those in poverty, helping those in need, helping those with depression, anxiety. So yeah. Yeah, so the main key when this album drops, right, definitely, is to get it on TV, get it on promotion sites. And the main key after this, hitting Joburg, hitting Durban, hitting Pretoria, touring with this album, and landing up a couple of shows. But the key is not for fame, the key is to leave somebody with a message and to actually inspire the youth, because yeah, this album is really raw, like no lies. I left it raw, 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 raw. Because I want you to feel every pain, every hurt, and I want you to really experience of what we went through. But this album, I really want to tour with it, and hopefully get myself out there in the industry game, and really blow up from this. So this is my second project, by the way. So me personally, I don't think, for me personally, I can't say like my story in one song only. Me personally, I like to come with the whole package too. Like my previous mixtape was called No Turning Back. That was in 2020, and in that mixtape I actually explained everything of my whole life story, of me not can't I just can't bottle everything up in one track. And the reason why I think there's an album, or mixtapes, or having a multitude of tracks on your playlist, is to actually get to know this person more in depth than just in one song, because I know every song has different personality, has different feel, have a different way. And I just don't cater for one person, but for what everybody can relate to. And that's why I prefer more than multiple tracks than just one. So yeah. Yeah, so besides rapping, I'm a businessman, guys. I run about three businesses. I do photography. I run an advertising company. Um, I'm as well. I do work for radio stations. I also do promotion. I also do brand ambassadoring, as well as a photographer, and also a MC in our community. Where I really try to motivate the kids, because the thing is this: me personally, my dream is music. My passion is music, but also all your gift will not just be in one place. In the entertainment era, definitely it just can't be music. It needs to be presenting. You know what I mean? It needs to be encouraging. It needs to be an MC. So I tackle in a lot of the entertainment fields. And besides that, also that's how I can learn, because I love my entertainment. Because before rapping, I was an engineer. I used to do panel beating at companies. I was qualified. I was studying engineering as well. But I think during my passion, I had to take my passion serious of music. So that's how we're doing it for today. Me personally, a lot of people wants to get the tracks on the radio. Me personally, but for me personally, it's getting the message over, because I know radio is more of, you have to be with the system, or you need to be more in a commercial matter. But me personally, stick to your craft, and getting your songs on the radio definitely have to be clean, definitely have to be a message. But me personally, get your tracks on all platforms. Number one. Number two, get your bass up. And number three, make sure you push a message, because don't just let it, don't, okay, now your song don't come on the radio. Don't let that stop you from not pushing. Because trust me, that person who do you think you need to listen, is listening, but through various platforms, and in a digital way, is that get your tracks on Spotify, get on iTunes. From there is a step to get your music out for radio stations as well, man. Be a networking person, man. That, I think that's the main key. If a network person, and be at events, that's how your music will grow. Because once your track is fire, I promise you will get played in clubs, and DJs love hype. You know what I mean? Club music, not club music, but hype. But also can bring a message through as well in the meantime. But always stick to what you do. Don't try to copy what somebody else does, because that's when you're going to manipulate your craft. So stick to your craft. That's the main key, and that's where it will come, where they will start recognizing you. You know. So my biggest hurdle to this game was definitely was my family. I won't say family in that way, but I think coming from a Christianity background is that me coming in to be this rapper, this trapper, and they see me in this manner. But I know me personally that we have to sacrifice, because now we're constantly gonna think of what people is gonna say, but then we don't put our full passion or our full potential out, So, my biggest hurdle was always balancing my faith, and with the music as well, But through all that's why I came and mix it up, and made music, just not for the streets, but for everybody that needs encouragement. I would say the song for me is Die for This, definitely. Die for This. I speak about my mother there sacrificing, crying for this, my brothers. It's featuring as well, a few big names as well there. But I would say die for this really because I told myself that this is make or break, because I told myself in this year if I'm not going to push out my full ability, then I'm leaving music. And that's why I would suggest die for this definitely.
No, so how did you get your features?
So my features, yeah, I got Zafu 20, the narrator CPT on it as well, and Savage Kid. Couple of big names out now, especially narrator CPT as well. Um, so yeah, they good friends featured on their tracks because I'm as well in the producing game. So yeah, that's how I linked them up, and they also on there for this, but definitely have a listen to. I mean, I produced, like I first did gospel, like really, I first did get the gospel, like get the gospel music. I used to record church people. I used to record up and coming artists. That time, my label was called Grace Studios. Still running at this moment, but I told myself I need to become more individual as an artist. But I started producing in 2000 and like 2018. Yeah, 2018. I started producing, and from there I just kept on going. But through the years as well, I got to the point where yes, I'm building up people, but where am I bringing my craft out? And that's where I took the point of actually coming forth as an artist myself, calling Keenan Flowers. So yeah. Oh, but it's raining.
Bruh, stop being coke, bruh. Stop being coke.
Oh.
Stop being coke, bruh. Stop. Leave coke alone.
I didn't go, bruh.
Leave coke alone.
Ugh. I want to bring you one of my artists on the side under me. That's why I brought that guy just to interview him as well, just his perspective on me or whatever.
Okay.
No?
Now you can do that.